Right, looking at the S&P futures here on the daily chart, nice move up and over the 76.4 back on the 8th of June. And since then, we've seen price come back in and test the 61.8 of the move down here at 29.30, then bounce back up and test into the 76.4 where it's been met with resistance for 6 days in a row, 7 days in a row now. And then price comes back down today to test that 1 year point of control. A confirmed uptrend here from the 14 May lows and an unconfirmed up here from the temporary highs. Could also put one here as well. And then as far as a retracement is concerned, we can go ahead and put one from the high down here into the swing low. We'll go ahead and put that range and then blue. Paints a better picture there, so we can see that on this bounce on the secondary, price kept breaking above the 61.8, but it could never confirm a hold above that for 2 consecutive days. A lot of upper wicks here, representing major supply, and where we would expect it to be at that 76.4, the primary, and then the secondary 61.8 as well, near 31.14 or so. Since then, we've seen price move back lower, still holding the 1 year point of control and bouncing earlier today. If we go into a shorter term chart, we can see we had that major consolidation. Oh, okay. We had major consolidation here below the 38.2 of the secondary at 30.41. Then we got that break late in the day over 30.41 to test up into the secondary 50 at 30.77.5. Now seeing that rejection at that 50. We'll see if price can come back down and test the breakout in between 30.41 and 30.57 to confirm the breakout. And if it can hold, then we'll look for a move into 30.77.5 and then up into the volume node. And again, this resistance at the 76.4 and 61.8. Volume node somewhere near 3100 all the way up into resistance near 3120. So it'll be interesting to see how the bulls can attack that range or if the bears can defend. If we do break back down under 30.41, we'll look to retest the uptrend here as well as the 1 year point of control and the secondary 23.6 here near 3,000. And if we fail 3,000, we have the double bottom again at the primary 61.8 at 29.30. If we go ahead and click over into the NASDAQ real quick, kind of paints a different picture here on the NASDAQ. Certainly a lot more open, as we would assume it would be, growth leading everything, financial certainly taking a toll on the S&P. If we look at this chart, we have major consolidation here that we were in. Let's go ahead and delete the green one. Major consolidation once price breaks down, holding against the secondary 61.8 here at 99.42, and then we had resistance at the tertiary 61.8 at 10,017. We see that action here for the better part of 2 days, whipsawing back and forth, and then finally we get that late afternoon break up and out over the 10,017 area, all the way up through the secondary 76.4 at 1077, and now trying to breach the downtrend as well. We can go ahead and put a retracement on this range. Come on, there we go. We can go ahead and put a retracement on this range here, and it gives us a little bit more shorter term targets. We have the 61.8 up here at 10,139 and a quarter, so we'd expect some resistance there, knowing that the ES also is testing into resistance. What we want to see from a bullish perspective on the NASDAQ is a hold over this 10,077 to 10,091 area. If we do lose that area, then we can see a retest down here through this extension candle that we put in today at that extension candle we put in today to see it come back down and test into the breakout around 10,016 to 10,042 as well. So from a bullish perspective, we'll want to see this downtrend hold as well as this secondary 76.4. Let's see. We want to do a couple of the top holdings. We see that once Apple drops, it's already broken through the downtrend here. It came in, it closed the gap at the 38.2 of the tertiary. It's already back up and over the tertiary 23.6 at 363. And testing up, the short-term 61.8 on the move is at 366.72. So that'll be an area to watch for the resistance on Apple if it doesn't just gap up and over it like it generally does. And if we do make it through that area, all-time high at 372.40, and then the longer-term 261.8 up here at 382 or so. To the downside, if we lose the 357, we would look into 352 and then 347. There's also quite a bit of volume here around that 50, so certainly be a good place to watch for a bounce on Apple. Microsoft, looking pretty much the same, came in, tested the 38.2, held the 38.2 of range, back up over the 23.6 at 199.52. If we want to put a shorter term, so the Microsoft test into the 61.8 short term happened near the close at 271. So max bullish on Apple, hold 23.6 at 199.5 to test over 200.7 and then end all-time high. And finally, we'll check out Amazon. Amazon had this uptrend on the daily from back at 16 June and lost it today, but still consolidated above the 23.6, one trap underneath, and now moving back higher. Looks like it's using the previous support line as a resistance. If we want to, we can go ahead and throw a shorter term level here on Amazon as well, painting the 61.8 on the short term at 27.64 or so, with the volume node from 27.70 up into 27.80. All-time high at 27.96, and then a pair of retracements up here near 28.50, 28.60 range. So certainly not a lot that looks overly bearish across most of the charts. If we are unable to have the ES break above 3.114 or so here at the secondary 61.8, then it probably gives us cause for concern to maybe test down a little bit lower into the 29.30 area at that 61.8 and that previous double bottom. But a lot of volume really in this area as far as a longer term chart is concerned. We go out into a weekly, you can see just this large amount of volume. Let's go ahead and just take away all of this stuff. There you go. So there you go. So we can see a substantial build out of volume here from 27.24 really up here into 29.30. This being the 61.8, I would expect for this to hold sans any exogenous events. Probably just doing a lot of consolidation and volume building above the 61.8 before watching that punch up and out to see us close this gap up here as well. But we'll certainly have to watch a lot of headlines in the news right now, and the market seems to be on a hairpin trigger with volatility still up in the 30s. So I hope everybody has a good day tomorrow. Trade well and be careful of the theta decay.